Have you ever thought about cheating?
In this relationship?
I know, not in this relationship. I mean, come on.
Wow, the confidence.
Yeah, there's no way.
The cockiness.
There's no way.
Wow. You mean in this relationship?
I mean, you're not going to tell me, but...
No, I will tell you the truth.
Okay,
no,
sure.
I haven't thought about cheating. Okay. No.
And
you want to ask another question?
What I
because I said twofold about cheating. I said, thinking about cheating is one thing. Having somebody pass by, I'm like, oh, that's a good looking person, is another thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you... so who is somebody who's passed by this?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't tell you that either.
So, okay, let me ask you, who is a celebrity that you think is good looking? Just curious.
I don't know that I've had a celebrity crush in a long time, though. Not because I guess because my mind is too busy to think about it at this point.
Well, I'm in the realm of that everyone kind of looks just so similar now. There's so many beautiful people. I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just so many, like, that's a beautiful person. That's a beautiful person. It's like, I feel before social media, you didn't have that problem because TV presented like the Halle Berrys of the world. And you're like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful person. Mm-hmm. And now like you go on Instagram and you refresh and like there's 3 or 4 Halle Berrys and they're like 22 and 27.
There are no Halle Berrys.
But I'm saying there's so many great looking people. Mm-hmm. So it's very saturated. So I think that's why also porn is a very unhealthy thing in that regards because it's so easily and obtainable to see whatever you want to see, attraction or whatever, and it kind of like numbs you to, I think, what used to be more kind of glorified in a good way. Like you'd see a beautiful person, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful person. Now it's just like, okay, another person.
Is it like... I don't want to say offensive, but would it be weird, do you think, to your mate if, let's say you just ask me, who's somebody who I have a crush or a celebrity crush or who I thought was attractive? Would it be weird to the person, like if I ask you that, if the person looked nothing like me or the person looked nothing like you? Like, is that an odd thing or is it like...
No, I don't think so because I think many people are attractive and a person has kind of multiple tastes. Like, I'm married to you and so you're beautiful, but... I have not, before you, every girl wasn't, a dark-skinned black girl. You know what I mean? Like, I dated a Dominican and but they were also beautiful people at that time in my life for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I understand your question. I guess it might be kind of weird now if you were to ask me who, like a celebrity crush, and I described a completely red-headed white girl with blue eyes.
No, it wouldn't be weird for me. I know some people it would be weird for. Some people would be like, wow, I don't look anything like that. And that's who you have a crush on. I wouldn't think it's weird because I do agree. I think that like I can like multiple looks at one time and be like, oh, that person's attractive. That person's super attractive. They don't look nothing alike, but I both think they're both attractive. Like, I don't think that's weird at all.
I think that's great. I think the very opposite of that is a certain...
having a certain type. You only like one type of...
Yeah, it's a certain kind of pigeonholing yourself into one. Like when I was growing up in Georgia, like you liked, white people because I was white and I'm from rural Georgia, and like you just didn't think there was a potential to like somebody outside of your race. Then when you experience the world and you culture yourself and you gain sophistication, you're like, wait a minute. There's a whole, this part of the pie is over here, but like, there's Latinas, there's black, whatever, like everything became attractive to me. Then I said, okay, I wanted to experience other cultures and other women because they were not like me. I was very disinterested in somebody like me because I felt that was boring. Because I'm like, well, I've already, I'm from Georgia, I'm from the South. Like I kind of want to get away from like a white person who's just like from. So let me maybe somebody from the North, and then like okay, maybe somebody from another race, maybe from another race, and then next thing you know, I started dating, kind of exclusively outside of my race, but not with that intent. Over time, I just thought women of color were just more beautiful. It's just like my taste was just like, okay, well, they're just the most beautiful aesthetically to me, and that's what gained my initial attention. Mm-hmm. Whereas like somebody previously who was very beautiful, it just wasn't the same. And maybe because I, once I dated white for long enough, it's like, okay, I just wanted to.
I get what you're saying.
Like white women are beautiful. Black women are women are beautiful, and it's beautiful mindset if you have that outlook to say, I don't care the color. It's just going to be whoever I like.
The world in general would be much better off in the sense of liking people or disliking people for their heart and who they are, rather than just being like, I don't even care what you have to say or I'm looking at what you look like. I'm not even going to talk to you. So that type of thing, obviously, that's a whole another thing to unpack. But yeah, for me, like, I would never say that I ever was like in a little pigeonhole. For sure, before I was like 30, I never dated outside of my race. Actually, no, not my 30s. I guess about 27, 26 is when I started saying like, oh, well, after I got out of the long-term relationship I was in, I went to college and I was around all different types of people. I was like, well, whatever happens, happens. It was very odd at first, though. Like, do we have things in common? Like,
but then you realize you quickly do. You want to have a good meal together.
Or even if you don't, like, it's okay. Like, for me, I was like, I don't need to be everything like you. Like, I don't need to like exactly the same music as you. We could like some same music, but then maybe some of the songs you listen to, I don't like at all.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. And I think that's kind of what people are like. People are not okay with people being different. And I'm totally okay with you liking a certain type of music that you like. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to listen to that.
If we do like the same music and we like everything, then why date? It's almost like the same person. Like, you're going to bore me. But when somebody's different, they like different food or they introduce you to different things, you may not like it, but it's like you can almost appreciate the fact that they like it and they're passionate about it. And over time, like, I might learn to like it as well. Like, there's some things that, like, some of the music you've played, I like that I didn't used to like. Not modern rap, but I'm saying more African music, like more African music or like Caribbean music. I like it, but I would have never given my chance to probably like that because I just wouldn't. I'm more like a metalhead. Like, I like heavy metal. Like, that's what I like. And you probably at the same time have found yourself reciting songs or something that are like, how in the world am I singing this song? And that's a beautiful thing. I think that's great. So. And the same thing where people, if we can be open to people, then I think we're open to those experiences.
Yep.
The very opposite of that, if I'm a Hasidic Jew and I'm only dating Hasidic Jews, then it's like my potential is like really, I'm narrowing myself. But the good thing also about cheaters, people who cheat, that are like this mindset, they can cheat with anyone. They can
get all the experiences.
Black, Hasidic Jew, whatever, exactly. So if you're going to cheat out there, my advice is to like the entire pie.
Spread your wings.
Of people, guys. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Can I tell you a story?
Yep.
So I don't think I ever told you. I'm positive I never told you. So I don't know. A month ago, I went to Best Buy. And remember when I was trying to exchange that light for you?
Yeah.
Was that a month ago? More than a month ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I went to Best Buy and I was getting out the car and there was like a military, like, it was just a weird, I'd never seen it before. So I was like looking at this car, like, what is this? It didn't look like a tank. It didn't look like a Hummer. It was just very odd looking. So I'm like, what is this? And the guy who owns the thing was like walking up and getting into it. I was like, oh, I was just looking at your car because it's odd. Like, what is this? And he goes, it's a whatever, I forgot. I'm like, oh, I never heard of that. And he goes, yeah, well, they make it in Canada. There's only like 50 of them. And I was like, oh, well, what made you buy this? Because he couldn't even roll down the windows. Like, you can't roll down the windows in the car. You have to open the door to talk to somebody. He's like, I just wanted something different, He's like, I've, driven cars. And I just wanted something different. I wanted something to stand out. I was like, oh, well, you definitely stand out.
Right.
And I was like, all right, have a good one. Walked into Best Buy, mind my business, whatever. Came out to my car, and it was a note on my windshield. Card. And on the back of it, he goes, come take a ride in it. In the car.
Yeah.
Probably a double tongue thing.
I get it.
Anyways. I didn't think about that until just now, but he said, come take a ride in it. And I was like, okay, dude, no. So anyways, I wasn't thinking. I just threw the thing into the car and got in and drove away. When I got home and was getting all the stuff out of the thing, I was like, oh, I have this card. And I didn't throw it away right away. And I said, oh, I have a friend who could probably talk to him. So I called her and was like, hey, this dude, this is what happened. I was like, obviously, I'm not interested, but I think it might be something you may be interested in. I know you're looking for a serious relationship. I was like, I don't know anything about him. I just know that he's a dentist because the card was a dentist. I was like, whatever. So I said, would you be interested? And she said, yeah. I texted him her information and was like, I'm married, but here's my friend. She might be interested. He's like, okay, well, can you send me pictures of her? I was like, well, no, like, whatever. You guys work this out. Then he goes, well, I have to be honest. I want you. And I was like, well,
Oh, man. Yeah.
I told you I'm married and I'm not interested, but here's my friend. He goes, well, if I can't have you, can I at least have a picture of you? And I was like, yeah, no, I don't need those type of issues. No, thank you.
I know you, and I know what your intent was. So
Yeah, I would never.
I'm not worried about it.
Not interested.
I'm not upset.
At all.
Like I'm appreciative that you're sharing the story. Like I get it.